Hey everyone, it's Kathleen. Today's video is mostly featuring a pretty big thrift haul, but it is coming upon Halloween and I'm doing a little more fall decorating, and I thought I would share with you a quick and easy project to do either by yourself or with kids or with some friends. I actually recently went to a girls' night where everybody was asked to bring a white pumpkin, and the hostess provided all kinds of dried leaves and ferns and flowers, flower petals, all kinds of things. And the idea was just to decorate a pumpkin. So it was really fun. And I thought, what a great idea. You can either do it by yourself or with a friend, or invite a whole bunch of people over to do the same thing. The key is to think a little bit ahead and start drying those flower petals and flowers so you have some material to work with. So I just thought I would share that with you and do a little demo on a project that you could do at home, and then show a few pictures of some of the really cool pumpkins that my friends made as well at this event. And then we will get to that thrift shop. But first, let's start with the decorated pumpkin. Okay, so the materials you need are a pumpkin. Some people brought orange pumpkins to the event. The directions said to bring a white pumpkin because I think it really does show off the design a little bit better than the orange. You need some dried material. Today I had a few fall dried leaves in a book that I pressed about a week ago. Some ferns, oak leaf, a maple leaf, a really pretty red maple leaf. You need some Mod Podge, a paintbrush, and I'm going to be making a mushroom design, so I needed a hole punch and some scissors. So all you do is, first of all, you think of whatever your design is that you want to create. And like I said, I'm going to do a mushroom or toadstool type design. So I'm going to be using some reds for the actual mushroom cap. So I have kind of an orange red and a little deeper red. And I'm just going to cut it, Mod Podge there, into the shape of a mushroom cap. And again, this is nature, so it does not have to be perfect whatsoever. So I have like a little half circle. And then I'm going to punch some holes, just randomly. And then all you do is you take your Mod Podge and put a coat of it right directly onto the pumpkin surface first. And although it looks white, remember Mod Podge does dry very clear. And then place your leaf piece right in the Mod Podge, kind of hold it down, and then cover it again with more. And it does look like it's turning white. I'm going to put this down. It's a little hard to do holding it. And your fingers will get a little messy as you're holding down the leaves or whatever dried material you're using. And be generous with the Mod Podge, because it does take a bit to hold it in place. And again, it will dry clear, so don't worry about it looking like it has a white tone. So you put that on, and then I'm going to come up, I think I'll pick like a brown for the stem, and I will just cut some sort of mushroom stem shape. And do the same thing, just cover the spot with Mod Podge, and then go over it again. And I think I will put a few little fern leaves next to it. Give it a little bit of, like it's out in the forest look. You'll start to see. There's the toadstool with a fern. We'll put a couple more ferns around. Like I said, you really can't go wrong with whatever you have. It all looks good. Everybody at the little party that I went to, everyone's design was different and they were all beautiful. I'll insert some pictures so you can see some of the creations that came out of that fun night. And so there you go. There's the little toadstool. You could do another one, you could keep going, but that's the basic idea, is you find some beautiful things in nature and cut out designs. You could cut out, maybe I'll make one more little small mushroom to put next to it. And I'm doing the little toadstool type ones, but you could do any kind of flower or mushroom. This will be a little one. We'll put it next to it. Mod Podge is really handy stuff to have around. You can do a lot with it. I usually just buy the little bottles of it, but it does come, if you tend to use a lot of it, it does come in a really large bottle. Probably a little more economical. All right, I think you'll get the hang of it. So there we go. There's a couple of little toadstools on my pumpkin. And let me show you, I did the similar design when I was at the event, and this is how this one came out. You can see I did some toadstools. This happens to be like a little flower I put up there for the sun. And there's some fern leaves, and I did a couple more on the back side. And you can see this was covered in Mod Podge, and it dried perfectly clear with a little bit of shine to it. So it's just a really fun thing to do. So I encourage you to save some of your flowers or your leaves, dry them up, and create something very cool on a white pumpkin. Okay, everyone. So I'm excited to share with you some more thrift finds that I have picked up over this fall. It's been a really good tag sale year and thrift shop year so far, this fall anyway. And I have been able to really score some really nice things and start thinking ahead to Christmas. I start to kind of put away little piles of things for Christmas. So I am going to share with you what I've gotten over the past couple of weeks. There was a really great tag sale that had some new things as part of it. It's like a designer tag sale. And then the local thrift store and the little thrift store by where I work, and also a couple of free things that I pulled over my car on the side of the road and grabbed, which I will tell you how I'm going to use those here in my house. So I'm going to start with no particular order, just as they are in front of me. But thinking ahead to Christmas, I love to do forced bulbs, either the little paperwhite bulbs or the amaryllis. And I like to do them as gifts. So I start to kind of collect little vessels or containers to begin to plant those, soon, not yet, so that by the time I'm ready to give them as a gift, they're actually flowering or close to flowering. So I did get this cute little copper. It looked like a mini bucket, which I thought would look beautiful with paper whites in it. So, it'll fit, I don't know, 6 or 7 paper white bulbs with the rocks in it. And I think the white flowers of the paper white will look really nice in this. It's got a nice patina to it. It's not perfect. You've got a little bit of green coming through. It doesn't have any markings on the bottom that I can see, but it's got some nice little dents and everything. I think it will look really beautiful with those paper whites in it. So that was one vessel I got. And then the other one I got is a little bit bigger. It's the silver bowl. I got this one actually came at the Goodwill. It says $3.99, but it was a red sticker, so it was half that, so it was a couple bucks. And it says, actually, it was made in, it looks like Puralan, Italy. So I don't. It's obviously not real silver, but it's silver plated, very shiny. And I thought this would hold a beautiful amaryllis bulb, and those get big. So you need a little more substance with the whatever you're planting them in. And they're, you can pick colors, the red, the pinks, they have the different colors, but super Christmassy. And I thought with this silver, it would look beautiful. So I did get those two pots to begin thinking about planting or forcing some bulbs for Christmas. Excuse me, I'm gonna put that away. A couple other Christmas items I got. This was from the tag sale that she had. I think they had a store or something, because there were things that were brand new. So this is this little wine cork with the antlers on it. And I just thought it was so cute. And again, it's a little stocking stuffer. It's going to go up in my closet with my stocking stuffers. But I loved it with the antlers. I thought it was adorable. And it really inexpensive. I think that was $1. So that was great. At that same tag sale, I did pick up a large Yankee candle, jar candle. And this one happens to be Magical Frosted Forest. So it's a Christmassy scent or winter scent anyway. And to me, it smells, one of my favorite scents is that balsam and cedar. And it definitely has that balsam and cedar smell to it. And this was unused. And again, $1. So I, like Patty, I like to get candles at tag sales or thrift stores because they just come in so handy. And speaking of candles, I picked up these two pillar candles at the little thrift store by my work. And they're kind of cool. They're like different striped green. I haven't taken them out of the plastic. And the woman who was working the thrift store said, if there are scratches or anything, once you take the plastic off, you take an old nylon or like pantyhose and rub over it. It kind of buffs out the scratches. And I didn't know that. So that was a nice little tip from the woman who was working at the thrift store. So there were a pair of those. They were $1 each. I don't know. They could be Christmas. They could be spring. I like greens. And this has a lot of different shades of green in there and for pillar candles. I'm thinking I will put them in one of those big hurricanes. I have a couple big hurricane vases, and they will look beautiful in there because they're substantial. They're tall. They're probably 8 inches tall and 2.5 inches wide. So they're big candles. So that was good. Back at that yard sale that I went to, this was also new. I'm pretty sure it's new. So it's a framed print. It's got a lot of glare in there, but it is of Bromley Mountain, and that is our local ski area where our kids learned to ski. And it's just a map of the slopes, the different colors, the blue trails, the greens, the black diamonds, the base height, the summit up at 3,200 feet, 16 trails. So it's just kind of a neat little black framed picture or map, really. Brand new, never used, and I am going to put that up in our mudroom because we have a lot of ski-ish stuff in the mudroom, and it will fit beautifully in there. Okay, put that down. Still kind of on the Christmas, I picked these up at the Goodwill. There are 1, 2, 3, there's 5 of them, but they're the cutest little plates with that red and white, with the flower, with the houses and the snowflakes. And I thought they were super inexpensive. I think they were $2 for the 5 of them. So they certainly could be used on a place setting as a salad plate or a dessert plate, but they also would make really cute, just if you were giving away cookies, to put the cookies on this, wrap them up with some cellophane, and give them as gifts. And, for probably maybe less than 50 cents a plate, you don't worry about getting them back. That's part of the gift. But I thought they had a really nice Scandinavian, super sweet winter holiday feel to them. So, and I don't have anything red and white. So I thought that was kind of a neat, those were really kind of cool. So I got those. That was from the Goodwill. Back at that sale, I keep going back to that sale. I did pick up these Forsythia bundles. You can kind of see they're all wrapped. They were $1 each, and there were 3 of them. So I grabbed all 3 of them. They look very real. These are actually, you can tell these are high quality. They were probably display in her store, in her shop when she had it. I don't do a lot. I always do my urns out front for Christmas with the greens. I do them in the summertime with the geraniums. I do them in the fall with either mums, or if the geraniums happen to still be blooming, I keep those. I don't really have anything in those urns at springtime. So I thought, oh, perfect. I am going to put these in those urns come springtime, and it will give a little bit of color. Once the snow is gone and I pull out the greenery from the urns, I'll be able to put in a little bit of spring with these Forsythia branches. And there were 3 big bundles of them. So they will go perfectly in those urns out front in the spring. And I can, right in the front with the front door, I'll have maybe a Forsythia wreath up there as well. I think I have one. I think I have a pussy willow wreath, but I might try to get a Forsythia wreath to bring out that yellow as well. I got this is cute. This came from the little charity thrift store near my work, and I couldn't resist it. I don't need it. I really don't need it. But again, I must have had Christmas on my mind, because I was thinking, isn't that cute? It's like it's ceramic, like a little basket weave tray or basket with the little creamer and the little sugar. And all I could see as I was looking at this, other than I don't need it, is how cute would this be with, danishes or donuts or some sort of pastry on Christmas morning with your cream and your sugar and your coffee as you're sitting around opening your gifts and just relaxing. So I couldn't resist it. The thrift store had 2 of them. They had this green one and a white one. They were $10. I went with the green just because I thought it was unique, and you could really see the sort of woven basket weave pattern in it. The white, it was a little less easy to see. So I thought that would be really cute, sitting on a coffee table on Christmas morning, or you could do it anytime. But like I said, I must have had Christmas on my mind. So I did get that, and I don't know where I'm going to keep it in the meantime, but it was very cute, and I just couldn't leave it there. I also got there these reusable fresh bread bags. So it looks like, they kind of have on the inside like a washable feel to it, almost like a plasticky liner, so you could wash it, and you put your homemade loaves of bread in there, and then, I don't know, cinch it around. But my daughter bakes a lot of sourdough bread, and so I thought these would be a fun stocking stuffer for her. So there was that one with the clip, and then there were a couple here you can see that are just cinch pull strings. But even if she was giving them away as gifts, she could have these to give away as gifts with her beautiful sourdough bread in it. Patty also makes the beautiful sourdough bread. But I thought these were cool. They were brand new, and they all have that liner inside. It's supposed to keep the bread fresh, when after you've sliced into it, the sourdough. And these were $2 each, so I got 3 of them. And either they will go, I will either give them to her, or they will end up in her stocking as a little stocking stuffer. Let's see. Let me get this little candle holder from the Goodwill. We all have our own things. Paula loves teapots. She can't really pass up a good teapot. Patty can't pass up anything with the silver, like the candlesticks. I can't pass up candlesticks either. I don't know. This one was super cool. It had very African. It's a metal sculpture and just a little tea light on top. And I think it was $1. And it's just, I just liked the sculptural aspect of it. I have it sitting up on a shelf above. We have little built-ins above where the television is, and it's unique. It's simple, and for $1, I thought it was a really cool piece of a decorative item that if I get sick of it, I'll pull it out and swap it out for something different. But for $1, you can't go wrong. So I did get that. And I'm going to excuse me while I reach here. I got one book, and it's a really big, thick book, and it's Betty Crocker's Best Baking, and it is chock-a-block full with any recipe you would ever want to bake. So I thought it'll be fun, again, at Christmas time to look through this, maybe tag a few cookie recipe pages. I actually have leaves drying in here now, pressing some leaves, but it has absolutely everything. And it's not just sweets baking. It's baking, a pork loin or baking some other things. But I really did get it for the sweets, the cookies and the cakes, just to take a peek through it at Christmas time. And it's Betty Crocker, and I have an old Betty Crocker cookbook that I still use all the time, mostly for the mac and cheese recipe that I got as a wedding shower gift, 30 some odd years ago. But this one, I'm just curious when the date is on this one, 1997. So this is a little bit newer. So I'll have fun, sitting by the fire and looking at recipes for holiday baking. I think that will be fun. And the last two items were my free pile items. So they're heavy too. So I'm going to back up my chair here. So you can see this, there were 3 of these by the side of the road, and I was driving home from somewhere and I went past them. And so I backed up and I pulled around and let me see if I can get, it's so heavy though. It is a metal, it looks like this. It doesn't look like there was ever glass to it, but it does have this door. Let me see if I can open it. You can see it kind of opens there. So I'm thinking, and there were 3 of them, that I'm going to, at Christmas time, on my back steps, I have 3 steps, so I'm going to put one on each step with one of those battery pillar candles and some greens, and have them just lighting up the steps as you come into the back way of our house. So, they were free. They're in great shape. They're a little dirty. I'll wash them off. They don't even need to be respray painted black. They're really quite fine. So I will try that this winter, this Christmas, as I'm decorating the outside of the house, to put these on each of the steps with a bunch of green, maybe some holly, some red berries, some pine cones, just something in there like a little bit of a Christmas bouquet type thing, and then a white pillar candle that is battery, and preferably on a timer so that it will come on at night. We'll see how they do. It's not really protected, so if it snows or rains, probably it's going to get some water in there. I'm not really sure, but for free, I thought I'd give it a try. And the other free item really wasn't free, but it was from the Goodwill. And again, it's big and it's heavy. So let me see if I can hold it up here. But the sticker, I think it's probably still on it, was like twisted around these rounded metal pieces. And the woman at the checkout couldn't get it to scan, and she got so annoyed. She's like, just take it. You can just have it. So I'm like, okay. So what it is, it's like a piece of wall art with the birds. You can see the metal birds. And then there are these 3 round pieces that fold down, and you would put a pot in there, like a terracotta pot, and you could put flowers or herbs or whatever in that. But if you had, put them down, you can see me through there. If you had a large space on your house where maybe you didn't have a window, or on the side of a barn, I think it would look really nice to add a little bit of color on a part of the wall that was a little bit blank, whether, on your house or your barn or wherever. So my original thought was I was going to give this to my daughter because she has a wall in her new house that there's a little bit of a blank space before the window is. This, I don't think it's actually going to be big enough for that. So I may put it on our own little shed. We have a small shed that we store the patio furniture in and the lawnmower, and plant some. I think I'll probably do flowers on that. The shed is a dark color. It's like a dark gray paint, and maybe with some pretty flowers, some pink or some red flowers in the summer. And I'll have to do that next summer because our growing season here in Vermont is pretty much done. It's time to actually clean out the gardens, which is on my to-do list. So that is my most recent thrift haul. And a lot of it will be tucked away for Christmas or for Christmas presents, but it is the time to start getting ready and start gathering little things. Or if you're going to do plantings or if you're going to do baking, finding the vessels and the plates or the bowls that you want to put your items in to give away as gifts. The thrift stores are really the best way to do it. They have the most unique things for the best prices. And who wouldn't want that? All right. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, decorating pumpkins and letting me show you my recent thrift haul. If you haven't had a chance, hop on over to relativelyrefined.com and check out the website. It is loaded with beautiful items for sale, some vintage items, some new items, some surprise gift boxes, lots of things. There's a blog. There's a link to past videos that might interest you. And of course, please like the video and consider becoming a subscriber. We put out content mostly on Thursdays, but we're getting busy and putting out some Thursdays and Sundays. And if you have a friend that you think might like this content, please share the video so that they can join the Relatively Refined family as well. Until the next video, we'll see you soon.